In this video, I'll discuss the requirements for creating flashcards as part of the makeup points. You'll start by identifying which topic you want to create flashcards for. Unlike some of the other makeup points options where you can just focus on a specific learning outcome within a topic, for the flashcards you will need to choose a whole topic. So for example, if you know that you need to work on supply and demand in topic 2, you'll need to look at each of these 5 learning outcomes. So T2.1, T2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and 2.5. Notice that each of these learning outcomes has a short description detailing exactly what it is that you need to know for that learning outcome. And this is what you are going to create flashcards to help you understand. So for example, you need to illustrate a market where both supply and demand shift. There are 4 possible combinations of supply and demand shifting at the same time. So you could create one flashcard showing each of those possible supply and demand shifts on one side, and then on the other side would be what happens to the equilibrium price and quantity. So that's one example of a flashcard that you can make that can help you fulfill this learning outcomes requirements. Another example could be you need to identify and differentiate between change in demand versus change in quantity demanded. So you can ask a question related to that in the flashcard. What causes a change in quantity demanded? What causes a change in demand? Those kinds of questions. These flashcards cannot be just simple definitions. So you can't have demand on one side and the definition of demand on the other side. Those style of flashcards are easily available online or in the textbook even. So you need to focus on flashcards that actually help you fulfill these requirements. Another thing that you can do is go to the quizzes, the individual or group quizzes, and review your results on those quizzes. And then you can essentially take the question from the quiz and rephrase it in such a way that works for a flashcard. So if you know you got a question wrong on the quiz, you can use that question in a flashcard. There are a variety of different ways that you can create flashcards to submit for this assignment. For makeup points, one option is just to do it on paper, like with index cards or whatever they're called. You can do it in a document, just have a column of, questions and a column of answers. But you can also use Quizlet. Quizlet is free to use for students. And let me show you what you would do to create and submit a set of flashcards in Quizlet. So you do create study set, give it a name, add some cards. So this would be the term and the definition. You can even add images. That feature may not be available unless you pay for it, but you can look into it. Once you are done at creating cards, you'll hit create. And then notice that it pops up with a link. So you can copy that link and submit it on Canvas. If you have already created a set of flashcards, you can also share it here. It brings up that same link. So that's one option for completing flashcards online.